What are we doing on a Thursday? Is it Thursday? Yes. Yes, it is Thursday. Usually, Reapers Underground is on Fridays and Saturdays, but because I have a super fantastical gift for you all this evening, thank you for joining us on Reapers Underground. Our very special guest, Ari Lehman of First Jason.
Thank
How
you
you
so
doing, my
much.
brother?
Thank you so much for being here, brother, and me being here. I appreciate this very, very, very much. This is fantastic. I've heard a lot of positive stuff about you and your program. I have to admit, it's very popular, and people have been telling me all these good things. So I'm honored, and I'm stoked to talk to you all about Friday the 13th and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And before we get to that, let's take a quick commercial break for our latest and greatest sponsor, my brother from over across the seas, Poison Valley Clothing.
Thank you, Reaper.
Hell fucking yeah. If you love to wear the horror, then you must check out the new lines over at Poison Valley Clothing. Currently on Facebook is where you can find the shop. Their website is coming up soon, so I'll keep you updated on that. And of course, don't forget to check out the Reaper line. That's right.
Nice.
The Big Bad Desert Daddy himself is on that shirt. Please check it out. And they just dropped a new hoodie featuring this fucking face. Awesome. So, Ari Lehman, Commander-in-Chief of First
Reaper.
Jason.
Yeah, Reaper. Yeah, it's interesting how T-shirts and tattoos, have become, this new art form that people literally just wear on their bodies. It's something really unique, and I think that it needs to be addressed for what it is. I mean, you never see, you think of the Ramones T-shirt or Doyle's shirt or any number of. See, the second I said that, you thought of Doyle's, the image with the devil lock, any number of them, or ICP, of course, or Macabre, the murder metal band from Chicago. They have some amazing shirts. Macabre. Those images have become iconic and through T-shirts, which is something fantastic. It's almost like an iconic image, like the Mona Lisa or some other artistic, the Guernica or whatever, but it's not addressed in the same way. Maybe it's more powerful in that it's a street thing. I don't know.
Oh, most def. It's almost like a Geiger kind of art piece, the alien and all that
H.R.
stuff.
Geiger, man. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Fuck yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you just can't forget those images, And one of the nice things that Poison Valley Clothing does is they do have a band ambassador program, which is something I would tell you to check out. Dave over there is a masterful artist. Everything is custom, drawn. So, if you would like some merch over there in the UK, I bet you we can hook that shit up for you.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, First Jason's going to be playing at For the Love of Horror, and that's October 20-something in Manchester, UK. So, hey, we could all meet up. Maybe we should create a shirt just for that event because First Jason's going to be there.
Oh, man. Dave would be all over that like a wet fucking blanket.
Boom. Sounds like I can see it already. Let's do it. Maybe, yeah.
I'm in. Shit.
Let's do that. That's what it's all about, man. You notice it's like there was this pause of all this collaborative stuff. I think we all thought that I remember saying, "Oh, 2020, it's the year of collaborations," and all these people I wanted to collaborate with, and then, oh my God, we couldn't even go near anybody. So we could collaborate online, I suppose. But it just seems like now all of these collaborations are rekindling, and those synaptic patterns are reawakening, if you will. And I'm all about that, because I think that we got to keep moving forward, and it's all about, I began a journey when I was 14 years old that hasn't stopped. And that's because of the power of the mythology itself. It has nothing to do with me personally. I'm just very, very fortunate and very honored. But I'm going to surf that wave. But, it's just like a wave that constantly changes. Right now, we have a phenomenon of very young kids bonding with their parents, with their uncle, with their aunts, even little girls. We love Jason Voorhees. And they're walking up to the table. It's like the aunt with the little girl, maybe 5, 10. And she's obsessed with Jason. I'm like, wonderful. Of course, I have my reasons for why I think people are obsessed with Jason. We can go into that later. But I just love that there's a new phenomenon all the time. And we're just so happy to actually be able to write music about that, play kind of punk metal music about that, and people are enjoying it, which I'm very happy about.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I've pretty much went through all of your catalog on Spotify, so definitely digging it. Yeah, I mean, I've been in this business for 26, 27 years, playing in death metal bands, doom metal bands, and as a matter of fact, currently with Drop Dead Dammit on Kingside Records. So
hell yeah,
it's all about getting out what you want to leave your mark on the world, and
you're living a life of music, bro. You're making music all your whole life.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it never stops. I mean, I'm 45 and still going.
Well, you're never gonna stop, man. The music is gonna keep getting better and better, bro.
I've always said it's about reinventing yourself.
Well, certainly, doesn't music offer us such a wonderful opportunity, such a treasure to have music? Because, on that level of producing ideas, manifesting ideas, okay? Like, for instance, way back when The Walking Dead was everything, still amazing. Sure. But during that time, viral. I was like, let's do a thing where Jason has to fight like an army of zombies. You know what I'm saying?
That would be bad fucking ass. I'd pay for that.
Oh, yeah. And
bet your sweet ass I would.
See, now, if I had to go through the machinations, my brother, of trying to sell that on the Hollywood feature film level. But, hey, write a song about it, man. You could write a song about it. We made a video about it, in other words. So music, man, you could write a poem like, and set it to the most heinous death metal, man. And just, it becomes a next level representation of a slasher. What is the workings in the mind of a slasher, and then it also does it from this place that's universal, and it's totally safe. But come on, Cannibal Corpse, man, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta love Corpse Grinder.
Yes, and Guar,
fucking Guar,
and you gotta hand it to Ozzy right now with that Prisoner Number 9 song. I can't stop playing that.
It is one of the sickest songs I think and Ozzy's one of my big 3 heroes growing up. And it's just monumental that at 73 years old, he just dropped a fucking bombshell on
with Jeff
Beck.
Yeah, with Jeff Beck. And then he does the song with Tony Iommi now, Degradation. which is also amazing. And just
It's
that makes me
fucking
feel like it's like you're part of a legacy.
Yes.
And I didn't have a hit in the 1980s. The hit I had in the 80s was being a small part of Friday the 13th. So,
but you helped kick it off, though.
Well, thank you. But on the music tip, being invited and accepted, like, to Carolina Chainsaw Massacre. You have the photo there. Carolina Chainsaw Massacre, where we were honored to support Incantation, Nuclear Assault, Demolition Hammer, Deceased. I mean, I was so in awe of watching these bands. First Jason, of course, has a different vibe. We have thrash elements, but I love thrash, and watching these masters of thrash totally was mesmerizing. So when I got up on stage with a guitar, right, okay, at the thrash festival, there was a lot of looks, but within 30, right? But within 30 seconds, man, we had him. All kneel, I speak in steel. This is the seventh seal I wield on battlefield. My wrath will be revealed. That's how we open. So it's like, oh, they feel what was happening. And it wasn't the big audience at the end of the night, but the people who were there stayed there, and then they filled up the place, and they showed us, hey, you know what? We can dig what you're doing. And they gave us that wonderful kind of ovation, And,
sure,
so that was very humbling, and that made us feel good. And
what made you pick up the guitar in the first place?
That's a great question. It was actually the bass player from Macabre, who's known as Nefarious.
Okay.
Chuck Leshkovitz, which is his actual name, and he's an amazing bass player. He plays 6-string, sometimes 10-string, usually 6-string.
Damn.
Now, Dennis and Lance from Macabre are some of the most advanced musicians as well. Dennis from Macabre has to be perhaps the fastest drummer I've ever heard. And
until you've heard me.
I'm sorry?
Until you've heard me.
Oh, well, then I got to check that out more. But what I'm saying is he was the first drummer. Macabre was the first band to play all double bass drum, an album that was all double bass drum. Now that's like 25 fucking years ago, but it was the first album, even before like the Scandinavian death metal bands were doing it. The first all, so anyway, I was very lucky to have Nefarious there for a minute because they just happened to be having a hiatus. Now they're back strong. Macabre is actually touring as we speak, and they have new recordings out. But for a minute, there was it had nothing to do with the disagreement of the band members. It was that the one band member needed to take some time off. So I just happened to have Chuck, and so at first I was doing like Misfits covers and Danzig covers and
now you're talking.
Yeah, and I was having fun with it and doing some even some Dead Kennedys,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Who's that kid at the back of the room?
You'll never tell me that the 80s wasn't the best for metal. I mean, metal, punk rock, I mean, everything came out of the fucking 80s.
Yes, and Chuck said to me, see, but here's the thing. I was writing the new songs. And Chuck said to me, man, you know what you need to do is stop playing all those covers and start playing your keyboard in the band. Because I know you're a professional keyboardist. And I was like, now how am I going to do that? I don't want to stand behind a keyboard in that way,
Sure.
And this is literally what happened, Reaper. Okay, so it was at a rehearsal, and I think our bass player couldn't make it.
What's up, Doomsday Rejects? Sorry. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
We have a comment section, so.
So what happened was I happened to be at a convention and I saw this huge cosplay sword. It was a manga sword from Bleach. It's called like the Cloud Sword or some shit.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
And I said, you know what? I could duct tape my synthesizer to that shit and put a guitar strap on it. Bro, that was the first guitar, right? It was called
badass.
The machete guitar, exactly. So I brought that to practice just as a joke because we weren't gonna have it was just drums, bass, right, and guitar, right? The guitar player was not able to make it. So, one thing led to another. I started toying around with distorted guitar sounds, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we loved it. People loved the idea. Now, you flash forward to today, I'm playing the Roland synth axe through a Metal Zone pedal.
That explains so much.
It's like, dude, it's like playing Thunder. It's like, it's sick. It's sick. I recommend other people do it. I use a Sans amp. I use a Sans amp to get the kind of balance and punch on the low end. So currently, First Jason is touring as a trio with my amazing drummer, bass amp, who can sing and he's a comedian. And then also Eddie Machete, our virtuoso guitar player who studies with Joe Satriani. And then I'm playing this kind of Lemmy style bass on my guitar. And there you go. So that's kind of how it all comes together. So we're coming from punk and metal and prog all together in First Jason. I don't know what it ends up as, but now we're going to get
quite badassery is what comes to mind when I think of it, because I'm sitting there, I was watching the video for The Price of Peace, and I'm like, I'm digging the vibe. The vibe is awesome. Hey, Roman, what's up, brother? How's it going? Tim Frank, thank you for joining.
It's not roaming around. Roaming around? Not roaming around. Is that the guy? No, there's a guy called Roaming Around. He's a big metalhead. Anyway, go on.
All right. Roman's one of the lead actors in the horror short, or winning horror short, called Let Them Eat by Dark Creeds Productions. Glad to have you with us today.
Bravo.
I'm still trying to break into acting as well. I've been doing the horror modeling thing now for quite a while. I'm ready to. I've acted in horror videos, but I'm definitely trying to get into the film LaShante Wade. There's the director.
Well, I can tell you how to do that, brother. In my opinion, and I appreciate your thoughtful comments about the Price of Peace video. Everybody check that out. We're very proud of that. Now, if you want to get into any kind of acting, okay, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to go over to IMDb. You mentioned IMDb. So you join IMDb Pro.
Got it.
Okay, so then there's the casting. There's casting notices there every month. Every week.
No shit. Okay.
Oh, see, you if you're IMDb Pro, that's the reason to pay for IMDb Pro, because you go right on there, bro, and it tells you what auditions are happening in your area. Because nowadays there's, plus, I don't know, you hit me up, I'll send you to my agent. I have a really cool agent too, but
we'll definitely get to that in a minute.
But IMDb Pro, to tell you the truth, my agent is very helpful too, but IMDb Pro can access directors pretty much straight up. They use it. So especially if it's someone in your area, they'll say, I need someone of this age to do this part, who has this skill set, blah, blah, blah. And you hit them up and Scooby-Doo,
But as I was watching the video, because that was the first thing I did before I went to the Spotify. I was like, "Ooh, video!" So I'm like, the band's starting to jam, and I'm like, "This is definitely in my wheelhouse," because I love the heavy. And all of a sudden you come in after the guitar is already doing his riff and you copy it on the fucking keytar. And I said, that fucking just blew my asshole out. I could not believe it. No, for real.
Like some good
man.
hot sauce. No, me
I'm
and
like,
Eddie
that's
love to
fucking
do that.
talent.
We love to do that. Eddie and I love to do that. We do that on the end of 3 songs, famously, yeah. Because, you know, that's always cool to see, man. Those, ooh, I love that with the arpeggios. And
I couldn't believe
then,
it.
And then I can also play the bass line under it. So I'm doing the arpeggio in the right hand with Eddie, right? And then I'm doing the bass line too. So I'm, you know, so.
I'm like, whoa, never seen that before. That was
Thank
really
you, man.
cool.
Thank you, man. Well, you know, all those great 80s guitar bands that did that, you know, they would have the guys at the end and they would double the solo or they would double, you know, I mean, of course, Metallica did it and but Winger did it and yeah, no, yeah, you know,
for sure.
Those, you know, we got to take a page from everybody's book. You know, I think that there's been so many amazing phases of metal, especially at this time. You know, you got these Kiss fans, you know, all the way to like Deicide. You know, it's like what?
There's a spectrum.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whoa, you know, unbelievable, man. So, you know, and I'm so happy to be, you know, part of it. We're going to be opening for Twisted and our very, very dear friends, Ice Nine Kills. Yes. Boom. I love you, man. And so, Reaper. So we've been, a long time ago, Spencer asked me to sing on an Ice Nine Kills song, the acoustic version of Thank God It's Friday. Because, you know, they do songs about every horror film you can imagine.
Pretty much, yeah.
And even some video games, everything. They're geniuses. I love it. Spencer Charnas is a genius. And I'm not only saying he's a genius because of his amazing talent on stage and as a producer and as a lyricist, but also he had the genius to ask me to be on one of his songs.
I mean, who the fuck else, you know? God damn.
But you know, I sincerely think he's smart for doing that. No, but he's an amazing person, and I think there must be like 10 of them, but of each of them. But so then he sang on the remix of The Scapegoat. So the remix of The Scapegoat, we shot the video with Camp Rattler, which is an amazing team out of Scranton, James Callahan and his bunch of magicians. They that's who made the
that is indeed who they are.
The Price of Peace video. Oh my God, no, they are beyond belief. If anybody wants to get a great video done, Camp Rattler, I'm telling you. And they love horror, they love everything. So they're very, very knowledgeable and talented. And they have, you know, drones and all kinds of cool stuff. But so we shot the Scapegoat video in a new place, again, in Scranton, but this was a church that's being turned into a rock club.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we got to kind of...
Reminds me of D. Snyder's Strangeland.
Oh, that's a good point. See, there's a movie that doesn't get talked about enough. My God.
Yeah, no shit. That shit was fucking the bomb.
And he was so ahead of his time. He was so ahead of his time, and it was no holds barred, and that's the way it should be. I love watching that. Also, D. Snyder is an amazing person.
He is.
But so the Scapegoat video, so now we're going to include Spencer in the Scapegoat video as well. We're honored to do that.
Nice.
So at Silver Scream Con, we're going to get to open for Twisted and Ice Nine Kills, and we're just super stoked, man. The first way that we got to really connect with them, and I think everybody should know about this, you too, Reaper, you should check this out. It's a convention called Spookyala, in Ocala, Florida. And
okay.
when they did
Is
this
this
show,
a relatively new one?
it's the first one they ever did.
Okay, yeah, because I know most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to start going to some, to be honest.
Well, that's why I want to tell everyone about this one, because they had the presence of mind to really include metal and horror together. They had Corey Taylor there.
They go hand in hand.
Thank you. And for a while, there's been certain resistance on the part of certain parties to kind of tie it all together. They would have bands there only to sit at the table, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to go into that. But what I want to go into on the positive tip is that this promoter at Spookyala in Ocala, Florida, had the presence of mind to do that. He had Corey Taylor there. And so Corey did an acoustic set. Ice Nine Kills did an acoustic set at the convention venue. Okay.
Damn.
So they also had sideshow performers. They had suspension artists. They had, it was fascinating. And all of the celebrities and all of the vendors together on that same floor. So it was, and because they had Corey, because they had Spencer, because they had certain other people, and the focus, and you can see this now too with the Stranger Things. You have this younger crowd that's very into it. So that's who was very present, and it was just packed, man. You should just check out some of the pictures from it. So first, Jason,
I most definitely will.
They had the concert part at this place, O'Malley's Alley, which is just a rock club in Ocala. And there was a great crowd there Friday night for First Jason and a bunch of other bands. You know, we kicked it off, and that was a huge party. They've asked us to come back in December. Fabulous. And then the following night, bro, Ice Nine Kills played there, and the place was so mobbed, they had to turn away like 30 VIPs who paid.
Damn.
Yeah, it was. So I think
that's how that goes.
I think it's a good thing. You know, if people are paying money to travel to come see you, they're taking time out of their lives. They are paying for gas. They're paying for hotel. They're paying for food. It's got to be a different experience than walking up to one table, paying for a photo, and then walking to every place, paying, and then here's a vendor, pay more. I think that it's got to be an entertainment.
Has to.
And a shop. It can be a shop, but not just a shop.
Absolutely. Now, before we get on to the next segment, we're going to take a quick commercial break to one of my personal favorite sponsors over at Dezea's Creep Shop. Check it out.
What's that? Let's see.
Absolutely. If you are into everything that is strange, weird, creepy as fuck, did you see the dolls? Okay. So if you need something for your weird section of your home or know somebody that could, please check out Dezea'sCreepShop.com. She has definitely upped her game in the clothing department. Holy fuck. Because if you're a heathen like myself, he's got a lot of different stuff I want to add to your collection. All right, we are back with the legend himself, Ari Lehman. Just to get to
Merry meet.
Real quick, congratulations to Roman Boylan for a movie that he just had released for Lifetime Network. You know, you fucking cut your teeth when one of your films ends on the fucking Lifetime.
Oh, bravo. That's great.
That's nice.
Bravo.
And then we have a question from Tim Frank. for you, sir. When does The Barn 2 come out?
Oh, that's a fantastic question, and the answer is it's actually having its premiere next month. So please go to the website. I should be able to remember what town the premiere is in, and is it in? Oh, I don't want to say the wrong town. So it's.
Is there a fucking Facebook for it? I bet you somebody will find the event.
Somebody look it up right now. See, it's all this. It's his fault. It's not my fault. It's this guy's fault right here. Him. I can't remember because I'm going to be at the premiere, and they just advertised it. Yes, just the other day. So it should be somewhere telling us.
Damn it, Mary Jane.
Can you see it there? What is it, Louisville? What does that say? I can't even see.
It's in Pittsburgh. You were so not close. That's all right. We got there.
Yeah, as I was saying, so The Barn 2, yes, it's going to be, I think, maybe one of those really interesting movies that you see. Some people will think it's good, others may not. No. Anyway, no more of that. But what I was going to say is, it's a fantastic film.
God damn it,
it's a fantastic film.
I'm coughing. Fuck.
It's a fantastic movie because this one, if you saw The Barn, you know that Justin Seaman, that's the director, and his name sometimes makes me laugh too. But
I was thinking the same thing, but you said it first.
Then he pointed out, I was like, is it Seaman? He goes, Ari, is it Lehman?
It's Zayman.
Seaman, Lehman rhymes with a demon. So anyway, Justin is really somebody who should be noticed. And I want to say something about him because those who have seen The Barn 2 and love it, but maybe they don't realize that entire film was created in his hometown in West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
He used places in his hometown, and I just can't explain the lighting, the angles, just he's a great young filmmaker. And he's based out of West Virginia, which goes to show you. I mean, he should put you in one of these movies. But
I'm available.
But what I'm going to say is, so then he built his own soundstage, Reaper. Okay, and when I say he built his own soundstage, I got there, and there's this big structure. It's corrugated steel. It looks like, the size of a warehouse. But it's behind his family home. So I said, oh, did you all take over this warehouse and put a soundstage in it? He said, no, Ari, I built this structure. They built the structure. It's a 2-story
dedication.
And let me tell you, it is well equipped, just like and it's a real soundstage with very updated equipment. And they have great special effects people, great audio people, top flight soundtrack people. So everything they do, I think it's called Nevermore Productions. Everything they do is fantastic. And I'm honored to be in The Barn 2. I sure hope, I haven't seen any of the outtakes. I think I kind of, I'm hoping my performance was good. I haven't seen it yet. So you know how it is. But thank you, exactly. Let's hope. But I was in a scene with Lloyd Kaufman where Lloyd plays the mayor. And so anyway, and Linnea Quigley is the woman who wants to cancel Hollywood, ironically. She wants to cancel Hollywood, and I'm Dr. Rock. Yes, exactly. So you'll love it. I give the impassioned plea. I'm like, You don't understand. This is all these people have. It's how they express themselves, man. And I literally started like crying. I was like crying and shit. And the director's wife was like, were those real tears? And I'm like, that's right. Because I went to that place, So
Right,
I haven't
right.
seen it though. So I hope it doesn't look embarrassing. I have no idea.
Nah, that's just called, capturing the fucking moment as it should be. There's a lot of people that just don't know how to get into their head, pull a memory out that fucked them up in order to drive that emotion home and make it their own. So,
well, now that you mention it, your face reminds me of Sid Haig. You didn't know where I was going with that. I left a little pause there. No. Your face reminds me of Sid. And
funny, true story. Everywhere I've gone, any of the tattoo conventions I've done so far with my wife Mischief and Villain Arts Tattooing, every motherfucking person says the same thing. Although they say they like mine better.
Oh, yeah, wow, yeah.
I mean, it's different, it's
not
but
like you have some of that. Yeah, it's different, but yeah, you're riffing on that thing. But so what I'm saying, you'll appreciate that. The first time I had a role, it was actually in a film with Lisa Neild, who I had to it was a thing where, yes, there was a violent killing scene and sort of, molesting and killing. And then she turns the tables and I get it in the worst way, but at like right up the old wazoo. But yeah, I think with a candlestick, I can't remember, but it's pretty obscene. Anyway, that movie's called The Girl. But the thing was, this was a long time ago. I don't think I did very well in it, but I asked Sid. Now, I've never done anything like that.
Well, sure.
I was little Jason, and of course, little Jason, it was like, bitch killed my mom, whack, but
Right.
it was just so easy. But you have to have the, bitch killed my mom, what? Fuck that shit. But this one, why would you do that? So anyway, so Sid said to me, Ari, he sat me down. So he said, should I imagine that I'm some crazy killer sort of person? And he said, no. He said, sit down. And then he said to me, and actors should listen to this, that of course it's about emotions. It's not about some clever thought or arrangement of words. It's a feeling.
Hi, Stephanie.
So you, he said, somewhere you could understand feeling like that, right? Mm-hmm. There's part of Ari, right? And then there's this character that totally feels like it. And you have to find where those two intersect. And that's where you play the role from. And that's advice right from Sid Haig.
Sid, we love you.
I remember when we were on the set of Barn 2 was the day that I did that scene about don't let them cancel Hollywood was the day that Sid Haig died.
Oh, man.
So I was able to take that.
I remember I threw my fucking phone out the window of my car. I got this like notification. I remember, like totally. I'm fucking, I lost my shit over that. I said, I couldn't fucking believe it, man. And it's really interesting because the first time I ever saw Sid on film was in a movie with Pam Grier.
Oh, yeah.
He was a henchman. And he was like this, like mafioso looking, fucking just slick back the pimp kind of look,
Oh yeah.
I was just like, dude, fucking just
bad. Well, let's
ass.
lay it on the line. He was tan. He was the man. He was tall. He came from Texas.
Yeah.
He was a drummer he played in those like Texas saxophone.
That is bad.
He played in those bands, man. He would play me those things. He told me about that scene with Pam. He had never met Pam Grier when they did that scene where she's in the jail cell and he's like that was they first met. And then I think they dated for months after that. Yeah. So yeah, he was the man, dude. I mean, to be Sid Haig in the 70s and 60s. Wow. Man.
Holy shit.
He was rolling.
I did not know that.
Oh no, he was rolling with some adhesive characters. But certainly, I mean, we know that he was part of the
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Well, yeah, no, he was part of the I'm sorry, the great Los Angeles Satanic Master
Anton Zander.
There you go. He would hang out with Anton LaVey. Yeah.
Sid hung out with Anton.
Sir, yes, sir.
The great magister. I'm a certified Church of Satan member myself.
I knew you'd like that. I
didn't know. Holy shit.
Well, but also, I mean, I know I'm not saying I know what his belief system was.
I knew we were kindred spirits.
There you go. Certainly. Yeah, I can feel that. And so, that's the whole thing. And he had that, that laugh, man. He laughed full-heartedly at life. I'll give you here's a funny Sid Haig story. When we first, the first horror con I ever did. So everyone knows I'm famous for smoking lots of pot. So they invited me up. Sid Haig was having a party in his room, and they had pizza, and they were rolling something like they were rolling an enormous joint like they used to do back in the day. And should I say the guy's name? Anyway, he's a writer. Well, Bill Moseley was there. Everybody was there. They were having so much fun. It was so much fun. And I was the newbie. It was like, here's Ari. So they were going to haze me, right? So they were going to haze me. So I said, oh yeah. And they were like, we're going to let Ari, little Jason hang out, because this was like Rob Zombie days. They were like running ridiculous. Like, whoa, yeah. That guy who played Tiny was at this event. Before he passed away. The big guy.
Oh man, he was just loved him in everything he's ever done. I honestly, he could have had a hell of a long career. That's how
long ago this was. But so there's a writer named Joe. Let's just leave it at Joe. And Joe is a portly man, but a big, lovable, amazingly hilarious, one of the funniest writers I know. And so he happens to have his face tattooed on his ass. So if anyone knows who this is, they'll know who it is. So then they were like, I think they were hazing me to see if I would do it. So they said, okay, if you want to smoke this big joint with us, you have to sign Joe's ass. And they gave me a Sharpie. And Big Joe pulled out his big tush, and then I saw his face, and Bill Moseley had drawn this big circle. So I signed Joe's ass, and therefore they said, you are initiated. Sit down. Here is the handshake, brother.
Oh shit! We lost Ari. Ari's down. Man down.
Oh my god. That really happened. I hope my friend Joe isn't offended. So there you go.
How did you find yourself becoming the first Jason in the first place?
Oh, that's a great question. And I was
it's been burning in my head like all fucking day.
No, I was lucky. I was a kid I was already into jazz piano. But then I thought, oh, maybe I want to be an actor. I wasn't sure. I kind of thought I wanted to be an actor. I did a lot of plays in high school because I could sing and play the piano, and I liked to be around those people, and I was having a lot of fun with that. But I could also play soccer. This is an important element. I was a passable soccer player for a chubby short kid, for a short chubby child. I was okay. But so here's the thing. Director Sean Cunningham had made a movie that was a remake of like the Bad News Bears.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here Come the Tigers. Then he made the soccer version, the one that I was in, called Manny's Orphans. Now, Manny's Orphans.
I know the one, strangely.
This is all the money he wanted. This is where they had the New York Cosmos in this movie. They had Werner Roth in this movie. They shot it at Cosmos Stadium. They put money into this movie, you know? And so anyway, they send it to Paramount, and they're like, nobody cares about soccer, Sean. Like, soccer?
It was not the world of the soccer mom at that time.
No, it was 1978. There was no soccer mom. No.
No, they didn't give a fuck.
Right. So now, maybe. But so there you go. And so now, how did I get in that film? I got in that movie by sneaking into the audition. My friends who had been in the baseball movie, Bobby and Johnny Basile, who were these two guys, these two Italian twins from my school days, who always like would save my ass for some reason. Like I'd be in some terrible situation, and then all of a sudden Johnny and Bobby Basile would be like, hey, you know what you could do? You could get a job over there, and they're gonna hire you, and you can do this. And I was like, oh,
sounds
okay.
about right.
Like, you know, they would always hook me up. So they said, Ari, there's this they didn't really talk like this, but it makes it more funny. There's this audition. It's over at the YMCA. They told me.
I know a guy. You go see him.
Exactly. So, but I didn't have an agent, right?
Well, sure.
Okay. So, and my parents were like, it was Westport, Connecticut. They would go to work. Like my mom would go to work at 7:30 in the morning. So now no one should do this. Don't sneak into auditions. But I snuck into an audition, especially little kids should not sneak into auditions. And I was a little kid. So I went in there.
6'2". There's no fucking way my big fat fucking ass is going to end up sneaking into any audition. Okay?
Well, way back then. I was small. Maybe that's part of it. I was small. I was kind of easy to overlook. So I went to the YMCA where they were holding the audition. And I looked very serious. And I brought a clipboard, okay, with me. See, I was already acting. And I said, where's the audition? And they looked at me and said, well, it's upstairs. And I said, okay. And I wrote on my notebook, I wrote upstairs. I looked very serious, upstairs. And then I started walking upstairs. And then all of a sudden they go, hey, wait a minute. Hey, and I just kept going, man. I just kept going. So they hand me a script.
That's punk rock right there.
Yeah, baby. Upstairs.
Fuck you. You tell me wait? No, I'm going to go.
I'm done. I'm up there. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. So they're like, you know what? We think we'd like you to play Roger, the little chubby boy who's obsessed with girls. Okay? And he's like the right-hand man of this like hip-looking Latino kid who was like, you know, the star of the movie, who was really cool, really good actor, and he was trying to pass off his sister as a boy at our orphanage. This was part of it, yeah. So
gotta fucking love the 70s, baby.
Crazy movie. Yeah, I had a scene in the shower where I'm like, yeah, chicks love my body, and she's all like, you know, like, I tell you, dude, that was this movie. So, long story short, it goes nowhere. I go home in the summer of 1977,
Mm-hmm.
And I say, oh, okay, that was a fun summer job, okay. But then, okay, it's like, no, it must have been later than that. Because in 1978, sure enough, Sean Cunningham calls me up. And he says, okay, we have this other movie we want you to do. And I was like, well, great. Well, how did it come to that? They knew they needed a little Jason at this point. They had written this whole script. They had come up with this idea. No soccer movie. Sean Cunningham took a piece of driftwood and you know how they used to use it, like arts and crafts at the summer, and he used that thing and he burned the words Friday the 13th into that. That's what he put up in Backstage magazine and got investment for this movie somehow. Of course, based on Halloween. So he calls me up, long story short. Okay, we got another movie for you. I'm like, oh, that's great. It's like my new summer job. Every summer you guys call me for a movie. I get paid. It doesn't do anything. This is fun. Let's go. And he goes, Ari, can you swim? I go, yeah, I can swim, Sean. You see me swim. You see me. He goes, come down to this. That was it. You got the part. Come down. So there you go.
Based on the fact that you could fucking swim.
And my height.
You throw me in the fucking lake. I'll drown to the bottom before I beat the bitch up. What the fuck?
They were gonna have Sean's son Noel play the role, but his mom said, "No, I don't want to do that." His mom said, "I don't want to do that." So, but the fun part is, of course, that the original drowning sequence was the only thing in the script. You're awesome, bro. The original that right there was to be the only iteration of Jason Voorhees in cinematic history. Imagine that.
It was perfect, though.
If that was it. But that was just the drowning sequence. Check me out, what I'm saying. It was about the mom, and the survivor chick kills the mom. There was no ending sequence in the original script. As many fans know, not all horror fans. Victor Miller's movie did not end with the little child coming up out of the water. That was not added until after they had completed. So again, I went home now in the summer of 1979, okay, thinking that I played a kid who drowned in a movie.
Yeah.
So I thought, this sucks. So that was in August. In October, they called me up. Sean Cunningham calls me up. He says, we need you to come back. And I said, I'm dead. How can I come back? My character's dead. Because I was a little boy. I was like, I'm dead.
Right.
So he said, no, you get your revenge. That's what Sean said on the phone. You get your revenge. So I got to go back. But as Friday the 13th fans know, when I got there and they told me, okay, this is the sequence that you're going to be doing. And we had done all this gruesome makeup for it. And then he says, here's the script. And it says, Alice's dream.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was supposed to be a dream sequence at which I personally went, what the fuck? Bitch killed my mom. I wanted to come back. You said I get my revenge. And it was like, and then, so Tom Savini took me aside and he was like, Ari, don't blow it for yourself, bro. To keep calm. If that's how you see it, that's how you play it in your mind. Okay. Stop bothering Sean.
That is incredible. Did we lose you? Are you there? All right, real quick. There he is. I think we got him.
Do you need to do a commercial?
Let's do that real quick. As a matter of fact, check out my latest band, who I am not only just managing under Reaper's Underground Productions, but I am also now the drummer. We have a lyric video coming out for Playgrass. on Kingside Records YouTube channel on August 5th. Let's roll it.
Badass.
That's right, August 5th. Go to Kingside Records YouTube channel, and you can check out that new lyric video for Playgrass. All right.
Heck yeah, man. That sounded great, bro. So, yeah.
Believe it or not, it wasn't me.
What was that?
Not yet, anyway.
So, director Sean Cunningham did not want Adrian King, who masterfully played Alice Hardy, to know that he was going to say action. He wasn't going to say action, in fact. He said to me, Ari, the cameras are rolling. Go out in the water, wait for those bubbles to clear, and then just come out and grab Adrian. So I chose to do it with some violence, with some vehemence, because he said you get your revenge. Yeah. Even though she did not, she survives. She wakes up in the hospital. Little Jason did not kill anybody. So I'm the only Jason who never killed anybody. But
it looked pretty convincing to me.
Well. So who knows? Maybe, who knows? Is she waking up in the afterlife? Ooh, there's a whole other theory. Adrian often puts forth the theory. It's still a dream. It's all a dream, according to. But no matter how you see it, fans loved that moment when little Jason comes out of the water.
Fuck
yeah. And they all the sophistication that had been in the script with, here's the killer present, the survivor runs up and hugs her. Oh, they've killed Bill. They've killed Ned. Yeah. And she's like, I'm not afraid, So that was kind of cool. But when you see that slimy kid come out of the water, it kind of distracted all. I ruined the whole thing.
No, you didn't. It was perfect.
Thank you.
So what do you think of the chatter about, the big screen thinking about making a prequel based on Jason's mother?
Well, I don't know if you've
heard that. I saw that on one of the horror websites. I can't remember. It's one of the ones that gets downloaded into my email. And they're like, this could save the genre.
Well, I'll tell you what. They could do that because the lawsuit that had been going on concerned Victor Miller being the writer.
Okay.
Or being a work for hire. Now, in the end, it was decided that Victor Miller is indeed the writer of Friday the 13th. So, being that is true, he did not, however, win the those same rights for all of the Friday the 13th that include Hockey Mask Jason, starting with part 3. Okay, so that's the
correct
hit. Now, I instantly thought, oh, great, they'll do a prequel, because at that time when they awarded him those rights, in fact, there were several kind of prequel-y things going on. There was, do you remember that great one that was about Psycho? There was a great, what was it called? It was about Psycho, but it was before the movie Psycho, so it had the mom. I'm sure.
Okay. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
And it was like early Psycho. It was like, and then different things. I mean, like, I guess they're doing Wednesday now, which is post Addams Family or something. Oh yeah. Does anyone know? Have you seen it? Or
No, you know what? I'll tell you what. I've seen enough to know that I'm not gonna like it. Just because I don't know. Maybe I'm a purist a little bit, but when Raul Julia was in the movie franchise, the girl that the actress, I'm trying to remember her fucking name. Oh my god, I cannot remember. But she played Wednesday in the movies. I just can't see anyone else playing that role.
Oh yeah. Well, we all thought that she was gonna play and now I forgot her name too, damn. But she was gonna play on Wednesday. But yeah, I think the person that they did get it deserves a chance. You know,
she does.
And now
she did very well in Scream.
The actress you're talking about is playing some really huge role. She's gonna be like a superhero or supervillain.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah. What's she playing? Christina Ricci is now in some super big movie where she's playing a character. She's playing, she's playing the Joker's girlfriend.
Harley Quinn?
Yes.
In what film?
How do you like that? I don't know. Look it up. I just saw it. Christina Ricci as Harley Quinn. I just saw that.
I'm going to have to look this up.
See, so there you go. That might have been
I much prefer her over the other girl that played Harley Quinn. What's her name? Margot Robbie. I don't know. Everybody went fucking insane over that girl just because she's like the Barbie doll version of Harley Quinn. And for her to play it, I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is the thing about these actresses and actors. They can do anything. I love being a rocker.
Fuck yeah, man.
The concept of being an actor today is you can play anything. They can have Danny Trejo as a 70-foot tall. You can do anything.
Okay, now wait a minute. Danny Trejo as a 72-foot tall fucking human being would be the
giant. That's what I would cast him, as a giant attacking New York. Eating it like a taco.
That would be fucking badass, though. I love Danny Trejo.
Thank you. Man. But like for instance, Benicio del Toro is short, and he did that movie.
Is he really?
Yes.
Never would have known.
Yeah, he did that movie. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
You see him every time. Like he says to somebody, "Sit down." That's the first thing he comes in the room. He goes, "Sit down." Then they give him, and then when they show him next to a car, like they always shoot it. Like they knew what to do. It's like Humphrey Bogart back in the day.
Damn.
Tiny actors.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Well, that's one. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's amazing. So Christina Ricci can be Harley Quinn. But I would say that right now, everyone's so excited about Stranger Things.
Right.
And Metallica being in Stranger Things. I love that. Or not really, but a Metallica song, which is almost cooler. I think it's a great time now for all the fun stuff of metal and horror just coming together. All these sideshow stuff.
It's always been hand in hand. You know what I mean? Ever since fucking Dokken did the lead song for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great example. Where's Dokken now? Let's get him out here.
Probably playing on a fucking cruise ship somewhere for Metal Sundays. I think that's
right. I know we got to get.
But they're still doing it. God damn it!
Do you think they would let first Jason on a cruise ship though? They'd be like, I don't know.
Oh bullshit! That'd be badass. I'd call that one big fucking party.
We try to do a lot of shows near lakes and, lakeside resorts.
So some of those casinos
that
are on boats, like the Riverboat Queen or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, that's
man, you should look into that.
I'm all over that.
Killer.
Yeah, I'd get one of those hats. It would be cool.
Yes. Well, man, it has been an abso-fucking-lutely pleasure having you on the show. I've got to have you back on.
Thank you, Reaper. Yeah, man.
It's
this was a blast, bro.
Hell of a good time.
Send me the link of this and your band so I can share it all over the place, bro. This has been a blast.
Absolutely. And thank you to everybody out in the audience tonight who has been watching and interacting. I fucking love it. Share this shit out every motherfucking place because God damn it, they got to know about it.
Absolutely.
That's what the underground is all about, because if you don't know it's there, you miss the fucking boat.
It's one big family of haunters, tattoo artists, hearse enthusiasts, collectors, cosplayers. I love each and every one of them.
Absolutely. And I look forward to hopefully meeting you in person one of these days because, man, we'd have a hell of a good time.
Please, man. Our next show, wherever you are, we got to do a show together with your band.
You know what's crazy about that? You have played the motherfucking Buzzbin in Canton, Ohio.
We're going to be in Akron.
I know.
We're at the Rialto
Nebraska
Theater
now.
I say what?
I'm all the way in Nebraska now, so unfortunately I can't get to the Rialto.
Wait a second.
Oh shit, we lost him again.
What? Okay, where? Lincoln? Are you near Lincoln?
Actually, not too far from Lincoln.
So before I go, do you know
about 40 minutes? Yeah.
Do you know John Cruz and Metal Manifesto?
We do, as a matter of fact.
So Metal Manifesto is John Cruz in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're doing a thing at that place, Gray's Keg. Gray's Keg is the place in Lincoln. Man,
I'm pretty sure I can make it out there.
Well, where are you? Omaha? Where are you?
Omaha. Yep.
Okay, so wait a second. In Omaha, there's all this. Wait, it's that. Was it Lefties Live? Isn't that Lefties in Omaha?
Yep.
Lefties. Yeah. Anyway. So wait a second.
Chris Bentley and
all right. When we play in Omaha, I want you to play and MC the show.
Fuck yeah, I'm there, brother.
Okay.
You tell me when, I'm there.
Chill. Okay. Thank you.
Now, for everybody out in the audience, as well as some new fans that probably didn't know shit beforehand, but now they do, what is your lasting message for them right now?
Remember that first Friday the 13th was made so important by fans just like you, just like each and every one of you who interacted and say how much they loved little Jason coming out of the water. So they said, give us more Jason. So you know what it means is that the future of horror is in your hands.
Fucking goddamn right. And as always, stay heavy.
Jason never dies.